IndeeLift is the first human floor lift designed and engineered to alleviate the grief, hazards, and hassles of recovering from a fall. This patented family of products has been designed to assist individuals who have fallen to the floor and are unable to get up without assistance. The rugged and reliable IndeeLift HFLs are purpose-built appliances built in the USA with UL and ETL certified components and are available in consumer, small business, professional healthcare, and emergency medical services models. These appliances can lift a person from the floor without the risk of injury to the fallen or anyone assisting them. As a fall recovery appliance, these HFLs are extremely maneuverable, and their small footprint allows for fall recovery to occur in even the tightest of spaces. This training video was designed to supplement the IndeeLift HFL-300/400 User's Manual. Please make sure you familiarize yourself with the entire User's Manual before setting up and using the product. The IndeeLift HFL-300 and HFL-400 consumer models meet the specifications and requirements of the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, and are designed for use in the home and small businesses, such as assisted living and hospice facilities. They provide the same features, functions, and operational characteristics except for the rated capacity. The HFL-300 is engineered to lift a person up to 300 pounds or 136 kilograms, and the HFL-400 is engineered to lift a person weighing up to 400 pounds or 181 kilograms. The units will be referred to as the HFL throughout this video. Note: these HFLs are also available as -D units, the HFL-300-D and HFL-400-D, which are identical to the HFL-300 and 400, but also include waist and chest belt anchor points and belt assemblies for additional safety when lifting individuals with significant mobility challenges, such as paraplegics and some neuromuscular disorders. The HFL is operated with a wired remote control in a portable roll-around configuration. This state-of-the-art product was designed to easily lift mobility-challenged individuals from the floor and can be self-operated or operated with the assistance of a helper without injury to the fallen person or any helper. Once up from the floor, the fallen person can take a deep breath and rest comfortably until they're ready to stand up and walk away or be directly transferred to a wheelchair, all without the risk of injuries related to the fall recovery. Let's take a look at the major components of the HFL-300 and 400. Transport handle, wired remote, rise assist handles left and right, rechargeable battery, rise assist handle locking pin left and right, and mounting ramp seat. Components and controls. The wired remote control is connected to the HFL with a coiled cord and is used to raise and lower the seat by pressing the up or down button. Raising or lowering the seat takes approximately 60 seconds. The wired remote has graphics indicating the up and down functionality. The wired remote has a hanger clip on the back, allowing it to be stored on the HFL's upper transport handles or the lower rise assist handles. The rise assist handles provide support when standing from the seat. If desired, they can be swung away from the seat by lifting on them, then moving them away from the seat. They are also removable to allow a direct transfer to a wheelchair or other destination. The IndeeLift HFL requires no regular maintenance. All exposed surfaces can be cleaned with standard cleaning products. Note: keeping the battery charged helps improve battery life. The HFL needs to be charged at least once every 3 months to ensure long battery life and its readiness when it is needed. Preparing the HFL-300 and 400 for use. The HFL comes packaged for shipment in a carton that is sealed with shipping tape. The unit ships without the wheels attached. Packed inside the shipping carton, you will find the HFL, user's manual, and a box containing the wheel components, instruction sheet, and a wrench, as well as the AC power cord that connects to the battery charger. Note: the HFL-300-D and 400-D units also ship with 2 safety belt assemblies. Cut or remove the shipping tape on the top flaps of the carton. Stand the packing carton with the heavy end down. Open the box and remove the foam and cardboard shipping reinforcement inserts. Remove the box containing the wheel components and the AC power cord. Note: the -D units have an additional bag in the box containing 2 safety belt assemblies. Remove the HFL and place it in an upright position on the floor. Attach the wheels by following the instructions found in the box with the wheel components and wrench. Remove the wired remote from its protective bag. Test the HFL by raising and lowering the seat using the wired remote's up and down buttons. Note: if the unit is intended for self-operation, use the hanger clip on the back of the wired remote to place it on one of the lower rise assist handles, and if the unit is intended for assisted operation, place the wired remote on one of the upper transport handles. Important: it is recommended that the HFL be fully charged before its first use. Position the HFL near a standard commercial AC 3-prong wall power outlet. Attach the female end of the AC power cord to the connector on top of the HFL's battery charger. Attach the male end of the AC power cord to a standard commercial 3-prong wall power outlet. The green LED on the battery charger becomes lit, and within 15 seconds, the orange LED on the battery begins to flash. This indicates that the battery is charging. After an initial charge of up to 8 hours, the battery is fully charged and the orange LED on the battery stops flashing. Once the unit is fully charged, disconnect the power cord from the charger and the wall outlet, then store it in a safe location for use the next time the unit needs charging. Notes: when the HFL's battery is running low, it will emit a steady tone when pressing the up or down button on the wired remote. This indicates that it's time to recharge the battery. Each charge is good for at least 10 lifts, depending on the weight of the person being lifted. If you need to use the HFL when the battery requires charging, or if the battery fails to operate the HFL, the lift can be operated with the power cord connected to an AC wall outlet. More information about the rechargeable battery can be found in the user's manual. While the assistance of a helper can be useful, the HFL home models are designed to be self-operated. Keep the HFL in a location easily accessible within the home, where a fallen person can scoot to it when needed. Keep the seat in the downward home position with the wired remote clipped to one of the rise assist handles. Scoot yourself backwards onto the HFL's seat. Once fully seated in the center and to the rear of the seat, press the up button on the remote. The motor engages and smoothly raises the seat to a height of 21 inches, then automatically stops. This takes about 1 minute. Once the seat stops, clip the wired remote back onto one of the handles and use the rise assist handles to steady yourself, then stand up as you would from any chair. Note: once you're back on your feet, return the seat to the fully downward home position, making sure that the wired remote is clipped to one of the handles so it will be ready to use again when needed. Important: always ensure there are no foreign objects below the seat before lowering it to the home position and before tilting the HFL back to an upright position in its stored location. If available, a helper can assist a fallen person. Raise the seat to a height of 6 to 8 inches before transporting it to the fallen person. This will make it easier to move the unit. Stand behind the HFL and place one foot on the back of the unit. Then, gently tilt the HFL backwards by pulling the handle towards you. You can now pull or push the HFL to the location of the fallen person. Important: the HFL-300 and 400 were not designed to transport patients. Never attempt to transport a person while seated on the HFL. Once you have arrived at the location of the fallen person, make sure there are no foreign objects below the seat and then lower the seat to its fully downward position. Have the fallen person scoot themselves backwards into the mounting ramp seat, assisting them if needed. Note, if the fallen person has difficulty scooting backwards onto the mounting ramp seat, you can use the Mount Assist procedure covered in the next section of this video. Once the fallen person is fully seated in the center and to the rear of the HFL seat, have them place their hands on the Rise Assist handles and let them know you are about to raise the seat. When they're ready, press and hold the up button as indicated by the arrow on the wired remote. The seat will rise for approximately 1 minute, then automatically stop. When the HFL seat has stopped, allow the recovered person to catch their breath and rest if needed. Place the wired remote back on the HFL's upper transport handle and offer the recovered person your hand. Note: once the fallen person has been recovered and is no longer near the unit, lower the seat to a height of 6 to 8 inches from the ground to make it easier to transport the unit back to its stored location. Then, leave the seat in this position so it will be easy to transport the HFL to the fallen person the next time it is needed. When assisting a fallen person that has difficulty scooting backwards onto the mounting ramp seat, you can use this procedure to assist them onto the HFL. For this procedure, ensure that the seat is in the fully downward position. Then, remove one of the 2 Rise Assist handles by removing the locking pin, then lifting the handle upward. With the fallen person laying down on the floor, position the HFL behind them and position their legs as far forward as possible to form an L shape. Move the HFL to the fallen person and place the edge of the seat as close to the fallen person's buttocks as possible. Position yourself on the other side of the HFL seat and offer the fallen person your hand. Then gently tilt them up to a seated position on the center of the HFL seat. If needed, assist the person to be positioned in the center of the seat as far back on the seat as possible, with their back resting on the HFL's vertical frame. Replace the Rise Assist handle by lowering it back into position on the HFL, and remember to secure the handle to the HFL by replacing the locking pin. Have the fallen person place their hands on the Rise Assist handles and let them know you are about to raise the seat. When they're ready, press and hold the up button as indicated by the arrow on the wired remote. The seat will rise for approximately 1 minute, then automatically stop. Once the lift has stopped, allow the person to rest if needed. Ensure their feet are positioned properly for standing, then offer to assist them as they stand up from the seat. Reminder: when using the HFL for assisted operation, we recommend the seat be raised 6 to 8 inches from the floor after each use, for easier transport the next time it's needed. The HFL is designed for the seat to stop in the up position 21 inches from the floor. This height exceeds standard wheelchair seat height to allow for a gravity-assisted transfer. Note: most wheelchairs can roll right up to the HFL seat on the most convenient side. Once the fallen person has been recovered and is sitting on the HFL with the seat in its fully raised position, determine which side is preferred for the transfer and place the wheelchair near that side of the HFL. Important note: before transferring anyone from the HFL to a wheelchair, ensure that the wheelchair's brakes are engaged. Either swing the rise assist handle out of the way or remove it as previously shown. Using the wired remote, position the IndeeLift seat to be approximately 1 to 2 inches higher than the wheelchair seat. This allows for a gravity-assisted transfer. Have the recovered person grasp the far handle of the wheelchair and assist them if needed as they scoot themselves from the HFL seat to a fully seated position on the wheelchair. Once the recovered person is safely in the wheelchair, you may disengage the brakes and move them away from the HFL. Don't forget to swing the rise assist handle back into position, or replace the rise assist handle on the appropriate side and secure it back in place with the locking pin if you previously removed it. We will now cover the additional features of the HFL-300-D and HFL-400-D models. These units are identical to the HFL-300 and 400 with the inclusion of upper belt anchor points left and right and lower belt anchor points left and right located on either side of the HFL's column, and 2 sets of belt assemblies which are used together as a waist and chest belt to secure the fallen person to the lift as needed. The anchor points and belt assemblies are for use in lifting an individual who is non-ambulatory, has minimal upper and lower body strength, or has a condition that causes significant mobility challenges, such as a paraplegic person with no ability to move their legs, a person with cerebral palsy who may need additional help to sit upright on the HFL when being lifted, or anyone with neuromuscular conditions that may limit their lower body strength or their ability to stay on the seat unassisted. Note: the belt assemblies can also be used simply as desired for additional safety when lifting an individual. All procedures previously covered in this video that do not involve the use of the waist and chest belt accessories are fully applicable to the HFL-300-D and HFL-400-D units. Using the belt assemblies. Each belt assembly includes 2 straps. The longer strap has a seatbelt style buckle with a snap hook at the end, and the shorter strap has a seatbelt style clasp with a snap hook at the end. Each of the 2 straps forms a single belt assembly. Note: the 2 belt assemblies are identical. Either assembly can be used as a chest belt or a waist belt. In use, they are secured to the HFL's upper and lower belt anchor points located on the HFL's main column using the snap hooks at the end of each belt assembly. The upper belt assembly and anchor points are used for the chest belt, and the lower belt assembly and anchor points are used for the waist belt. Note: in addition to using the belt assemblies as standard waist and chest belts, as shown here, they can also be used in different configurations, such as crossing the chest of the person being lifted by attaching one belt assembly to the upper right and lower left anchor points, and the second belt assembly to the upper left and lower right anchor points. Once the fallen individual is securely buckled to the lift using the 2 belt assemblies, pull on each buckle strap to ensure both belts are snug and secure before pressing the up button on the wired remote. As the seated person is being lifted, have them gradually move their legs inward, then ensure their feet are properly positioned before they stand up from the HFL, as they would from any chair. Note: when lifting a person with little to no lower body strength, such as a paraplegic, the belts will hold the person securely in place and their legs will naturally move inward towards the HFL as they're being lifted. As demonstrated, a person properly secured to the HFL with the two belt assemblies cannot fall off the HFL's seat. Important reminders. This training video was designed to supplement the IndeeLift HFL-300/400 User's Manual. Please make sure you familiarize yourself with the entire User's Manual before setting up and using the product. Always ensure there are no foreign objects below the seat before lowering it to the home position and before tilting the HFL back to an upright position in its stored location. Important: the HFL-300 and 400 were not designed to transport patients. Never attempt to transport a person while seated on the HFL. When using the HFL-300 or 400 for self-operation, it is recommended that you store the unit with the seat in the fully lowered position and the wired remote clipped to one of the lower rise assist handles. When using the HFL-300 or 400 for assisted operation, it is recommended that you store the unit with the seat raised 6 to 8 inches from the floor to facilitate transport to the location of the fall, with the wired remote clipped to the upper transport handles. IndeeLift's HFLs are designed to provide years of trouble-free performance. There are no user-serviceable parts. However, should you encounter a situation where the unit is not operating properly, please ensure you have correctly followed the procedures for recharging the unit. If charging the unit does not resolve the problem, or if you encounter any other operational issues with the unit, please contact IndeeLift Customer Care. Our knowledgeable associates will help diagnose the problem and present a plan for swift resolution. When contacting IndeeLift Customer Care, please be prepared with your model number, serial number, purchase date, and a detailed description of the problem. More information about the HFL, including the warranty and physical specifications, can be found in the User's Manual. IndeeLift, the first human floor lift designed and engineered to alleviate the grief, hazards, and hassles of recovering from a fall.